April of 1969 marked a new era for the Vega family. We had always been poor, but my father's death left us destitute and forced us to make the utmost use of our ingenuity to survive. My mother, Teresa, known as Doña Tere, was widowed at age 39 with 6 children, no pension, no work. She was of that particular stock of women, conservative, loyal homemakers, whose only job was to raise her children, the type that would only leave the house to go to church or run an errand, the type that loves only once in a lifetime. The daily bread crew scarcer and staler, working miracles and sewing on an old pedal machine, my mother earned the pittance that we lived on. She mastered the art of transforming dresses into skirts, pillowcases into underwear, and white grain market sacks into school blouses. Garments past their prime were unstitched, reshaped, and repurposed until one could no longer remember their original form. Finally recycled into small squares to form rudimentary quilts under which we slept. It was my mother's hands that made the blue uniform skirt that I wore for the first time in 1969 to start high school. To save money, she designed it to last several years. And so in March of 1973, my last year of high school, it still fit me. Thanks in part to our poor diet. As to the length, my mom would let out 1 more inch of that wide hem that she had wisely incorporated into the original pattern. Extreme poverty dampened our excitement about the new school year. Blank pages in old notebooks were put to use, shoes were resoled, socks mended. A strip of fabric was added to the bottom of a blouse. Hems were let down, seams let out. I accepted all of this, but I could not see myself wearing yet again the blue skirt. On the first day of school, I eyed that skirt with stoic pain. I never liked the style, with a single pleat in front and another in back. Now that the once vibrant blue had turned into the color of a sky before a rainstorm, the pale lines encircled the hem like the age-defining rings of a tree stump. And the fabric had acquired a distinctive sheen from excessive ironing. I hated it. More than I hated my brittle nails, my unruly hair, and my flamingo-like legs. Ironically, to avoid frequent washing and ironing that might shorten its life, like if I wanted to, I always covered any surface I sat upon, used a soft, wet brush to remove any spots, and straighten the back pleat before sitting. Having already suffered the sneers and comments from other students, I asked once more, "Really, Mom? Isn't there any way I can get a new skirt? This skirt has made me the laughingstock of the school. I wish I could, but I doubt I can even pay this month's rent. We may have to move to a smaller house," she said. "Smaller? What's the next size smaller? An outhouse?" I dared to reply. Several days later, I had to wear my humble gym uniform for fided classes in the morning. Returning home, I noticed that my mother had a mysterious face expression, and her eyes sparkled like diamonds in sunlight. She proudly held out for me a brand new blue skirt. "Mommy, how did you do it?" "Mijita, necessity is the mother of invention," she replied with a Mona Lisa smile. My chest could barely contain my rapidly beating heart. The next morning, I picked up the new skirt by the waistband, stepped into it, raised it up, and closed the side zipper and buttoned the waistband. I chose my nicest blouse and best pair of socks. Then I polished my all black shoes until they reflected back the smile and perfect teeth that had earned me the nickname Colgate Smile. I looked at myself in the mirror, front, back, sideways, and all around, and beaming with pride, I gave my mom a warm goodbye kiss. Que Dios te bendiga, mijita, she said. I went to school enshrouded in an air of triumph. When the final bell rang, I made my usual trip to the restroom to prepare for the 3-mile walk home. I entered a stall and raised my skirt to sit down. The sight left me paralyzed. The inside of my skirt was faded and shiny with 4 rings of previous hems. My mother had cleverly turned my old skirt inside out. Bittersweet tears slid down my pale cheeks as I pictured the tedious task. With a grateful smile, I murmured, "Gracias, Mami. This will be our little secret." Gracias.